Great afternoon to ya. It's your girl Key. I'm here. It's the time for today's empowering questions. These are questions to get you thinking and at some level may encourage you to take different actions in your life. I am Keeley, a psychotherapist. I help all manner of people with all manner of life dilemmas. I help people when the way forward is unclear, and I help people who have lots of, when we get confused by life. So here's today's question. What is the most courageous thing you've ever done? What is it? Name it. If you choose to, name it below. But what is the most courageous thing you've ever done? That's a good question. I think leaving my job was one of the most courageous things I've ever done. So that's mine. What about you? What is the most courageous thing that you've ever done? One of the things that I've worked out over the many years that I've helped people as a psychotherapist is one of the things that feeds depression is stuckness and sameness. Doing the same old, and being in the same old routines. Your girl Key is here to tell you, it's not great for your greatness. Staying stuck, going around in vicious cycles is just one of the many ways that we end up being depressed. And the reality is when we go to our doctors, they don't have time for them to listen about our lives. Often it's one of the reasons why we can be prescribed medication, and then if you're not referred to therapy or CBT, you never get to understand any of that. So empowering questions get you thinking about your life. What is the most courageous thing you've ever done? Getting out your comfort zone. What's something that you thought you would never be able to do, but for some reason you've been able to do it? Now, if that question, you kind of asked yourself that question and you're not able to think of anything, or you have things that you can think about, but you never did it. Don't worry. If you're watching this video, you're still blowing breath. And if you're still blowing breath, that's good, because it means that you still can do it. It may not feel like it, and I truly understand that, but ultimately you still can make choices to bring whatever dream or aspiration you have to life. One of the things that happens for many of us, and I see it time and time again, and it's how people get stuck in ruts and depressed. Then next thing you know, you're chomping the tablets, and the tablets aren't going to help you. Not if you haven't explored what is going on in your life. What are the actions that you take that keep you going round in vicious cycles? You got to work it out. I am the person who helps many people work it out, because we don't always necessarily realize. And like I said before, these conversations aren't necessarily happening at our jobs. But if in that question, what is the most courageous thing you've ever done? And I know it's going to be the wrong way around. If when you think about that, you have nothing and you are someone who's depressed, then it's things like that that actually are really important clues. Because for many of us, especially if we've kind of got into being mediocre and just doing a job to pay the bills, and we have no particular interest or hobby or passion in our life, then the reality is, if you haven't found the thing that lights your fire, come on baby, light my fire, then it is only natural and correct that your spirit, your soul will be sad, because there is a whole life, you have a whole gamut of potential that is waiting for you to unfold. But if, because of fear or because of what people say, you never stepped out of your comfort zone, then it's highly likely what happens is we just do what is expected of us. And ultimately our world becomes really small. And you can't grow in those places. This might be one of the reasons why the CBT hasn't worked for you, because you haven't got deeper, you haven't got under what is truly holding you back. It's your girl, Keeley, and today's empowering question is, what is the most courageous thing that you've ever done, no matter what it is? Write it, share it. If this unsettles you and you don't want to go public, because I know people don't like to comment on my stuff, then inbox me. Let me know what you've done, because taking small, consistent steps in the direction of your dreams is one of the best remedies I know to defend against depression and anxiety. And I'm still baffled why nobody is talking about it. What is it that you love? What is it that you would love to absolutely do, but for whatever reason, the critical voice in your head kicks in and you just don't believe it can be done? We always start small. It's your girl, Keeley Taverner, psychotherapist. Do take care of yourself, because if you don't, no one's coming to save ya. You gotta learn to save yourself.